Hey everybody, welcome back to the Rookies podcast. I'm Nico, and we got Andre on the other side of the screen.
What up?
And say hi to everybody.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 3.
Today we're gonna just be covering the second and third match day of the World Cup. As we covered in the last episode, we talked about the first match day and everything that needed to be talked about. And today we're going to be talking about just, an overall review of the second and third match day, the group stage team of the week. We also got knockout stage preview and matches, and we also have predictions for the knockouts. So that should be good. A lot of great conversations to be had. And yeah, let's just get started with the group stage review from the second match day. Andre, do you want to kick off this topic?
Yeah. Match day 2 and 3 of Group A. What was that? Senegal and Ecuador. That was the big game,
Yeah,
and it
Senegal
ended.
versus Ecuador.
Senegal won, right?
Um, no, I believe they
They
tied.
drew. They drew.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a very intriguing game for me right before it even happened. Just knowing, and a lot of games were like that. I think like those 2 and 3 spots of every group going to that last match day were all important, and mainly because there wasn't really a dominant performance by any team in the group stages. The highest amount of points someone got was 7 points, and England was technically the best performing team in the group stage because they had 7 points and 7 goal difference, I think.
Yeah.
So like it was just like all group stage long on the final match day specifically. It was like all those important games like Ghana, Uruguay, Serbia, Switzerland, Croatia, Belgium, Japan, Spain, Costa Rica, Germany. We'll talk about that Group E drama later on, but uh, yeah, those match day threes they were all pretty thrilling. I mean, I really have no complaints about how they ended, Nico.
Yeah, for sure. Match day three was crazy. Honestly, one of the craziest match days that we've seen in the World Cup
Yeah,
for a while, in a few World Cups for
I
sure.
actually I actually can't remember a more exciting group stage
Yeah.
like ever.
Honestly, it's felt like the knockouts.
Dude, even in the Champions League,
We've
like
been on the edge for
yeah,
like the whole group stage.
you can even count the Champions League group stages. Like I don't remember anything this tight. I guess it's different
Yeah.
with clubs because like the way they seed it is like the best team, and then there'll be a team that can maybe compete with that top team, and then a couple other teams that don't really compete. But here, it's like even groups like the Argentina group, Saudi Arabia, they obviously upset them in that first game. Then they caused drama in the last match day because they took that goal away from Mexico. I'm pretty sure if Saudi Arabia didn't score, Mexico would go through instead of Poland, right? They were like,
If Saudi Arabia, yeah, because Mexico would have had the better goal difference, or if Mexico scored another goal. So
yeah.
yeah, it
So
was
that's
crazy.
nuts. Because Saudi Arabia scored in stoppage time too. That's crazy.
Yeah,
So they just broke
yeah.
Mexican hearts. Tunisia beat France. Australia made Denmark finish last in the group.
Which is another topic to be,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
talked about. That
yeah,
was that very disappointing World Cup for
yeah.
Denmark.
We'll go over our like failed predictions and predictions that went right in a minute. Um, Morocco topped the group. That group E, like I said, like those final match days were insane. The Uruguay Ghana drama, that was awesome.
Yeah,
It's like both teams got their
crazy.
revenge somehow in the same game. I don't know how to.
I
It's
know
weird. But yeah, like it was such a great group stage. I just can't remember anything better than that.
for sure. It was crazy. If you want, we can just start from match day two, and then we'll just like review the best games that we watched
All
throughout the
right.
whole match day.
Okay.
So I mean, I can say right off the bat, Netherlands versus Ecuador was like probably the first
Yeah, that was
entertaining
yeah,
game from that
yeah.
from that group match day. I think Netherlands, they were really motivated to win, but Ecuador showed that, they weren't a force to like be looked down on,
Yeah, I
They
agree.
they were very, very good. A lot of people had them as dark horses this year, which I was surprised, but
Yeah.
like they really showed they were good. A lot of their players really played really good.
I was actually
Um,
pretty disappointed that they didn't make it through because I certainly
yeah.
didn't expect them to. I knew they would compete with Senegal for that second spot, but like they actually came out and like fought. I think how did they get knocked out? Goal difference to Senegal?
Let me just check, but yeah, I believe you're right. I think it was like goal difference, and that's how most teams got knocked out,
Yeah,
which is kind
like
of crazy.
it.
Like
Yeah,
that
it's
shows how
crazy.
close it was.
It's like every group.
No, no, it wasn't. It wasn't goal difference because Senegal finished on 6 points,
Oh,
and
they
Ecuador
won two
finished
matches.
on 4 points.
Okay, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
yeah. Ecuador drew one, lost one, and won one. So
And I think a lot of teams did that. They ended up like they would end up with that 1-1-1 record, and that's what made it like so close for all these teams. Uh, what's next? What other matches were there, Nico?
well, definitely England, US. There
Yeah,
was a lot of hype behind that game as well, and I think it delivered. It was a very entertaining game, even though it was a
it was
0-0
scoreless. Yeah,
tie.
it's a true football
Um,
game, as we say.
Pardon?
True football game, as we say.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was a great game. US really showed that, they are growing. They have been growing in past years, and they were able to, hold England to a draw, which is crazy.
Yeah,
They're really improving. That was great for them.
yeah.
What else? We
Can I
got
can I add
France
a?
Denmark.
Oh yeah, go
France
ahead, go
Denmark
ahead.
was
Yeah,
another pretty good game. No.
yeah. That was a good game. Mbappe won it in like the last what like 7 minutes. I want to say last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That really sunk Denmark. Like even though France is like, the better team, the fact that they didn't beat to who'd they draw with Tunisia
Tunisia.
in the first match
Tunisia.
day, like that kind of screwed them. And then to lose against France, they're like, well, now we got to beat Australia, and then they didn't. And I want to mention Nico. I don't know if you had them as your dark horse. Did you?
Ooh.
Denmark.
Denmark. Yeah, I did. I'm not sure. I think I mentioned it,
Yeah.
but my dark horse was the Netherlands.
Okay. Yeah, I
But
don't
I
know.
did I did agree with you. I think because you mentioned it, and then I said like, yeah, like they could be a dark horse. They usually
Yeah.
are, but I went for Netherlands as my dark horse.
A lot of people, like even in the Euros, people had Denmark as their dark horse. They usually have good squads, like solid players that have long careers, and good teams in Europe as well. I don't know. Even though they finished their group last, I still want to say like they're too good to be considered dark horses anymore. I think. Like
Yeah,
even despite them finishing last in that group, I just think the way they performed in the Euros was just phenomenal. And I don't know, they just have those players that can perform. I mean, yeah, they finished last in the group, so I'll shut up about them being
yeah.
a better than a dark
I
horse. But
mean,
yeah,
it was kind of like a disappointment in a way, like
yeah,
for them.
yeah,
Like people are like, oh, a dark horse, whatever. Like sometimes they win, sometimes they lose, but
yeah. I
it's
think
like
this is
whatever.
yeah, like yeah, I agree. This should be more disappointing than people think.
Yeah, like it's honestly it's like it's like Belgium or Germany not qualifying. I think it's like almost at that same
Yeah,
level. It's
yeah,
it's pretty
yeah.
big, considering what they've done in recent years.
That's a good point. I agree with that. Uh,
Yeah.
Group E on the second match day. That was Japan, Costa Rica, Spain, Germany, right?
Yeah.
And then Spain
Crazy
and
match
Germany
day.
drew. Uh, what's his name? What's the striker for Germany? Fulkrug.
Uh, Fulkrug, yeah.
He saved them. If they lost to
Yeah.
Spain, they would have been out, and he got that late equalizer. In the end, it didn't matter. But and Japan lost to
We'll get to
Costa
that later.
Rica. Japan lost to Costa Rica after beating Germany, which I thought was interesting. Um,
Uh-huh.
do you want to talk about that third match day of this group, or do you want to go all match day two and then go back to three after?
I think we can just do like a short review of like, the rest because I'm pretty sure like none of the other games are like really worth like a full like review.
Okay.
Um, yeah, there was Belgium Morocco. That was a pretty good game. Very shocking to see Belgium fall again.
Yeah.
Um,
They've just been so
Definitely their
disappointing.
worst defeat
Yeah,
in recent years. Even though it's Morocco are a well-respected team, it's
yeah.
still like you would expect Belgium to go through against Morocco.
I think Belgium will be second in FIFA ranking. How do they?
Yeah.
By the way, quick question: how do they determine FIFA rankings?
I have no idea, and that's a lot of people like have that conversation
Yeah,
nowadays. Like it's so like in my opinion, it's so rigged. Like
yeah. Is it based
I
on
don't know.
points? Is it just based on opinions? I don't know. Either way, they shouldn't be second,
They,
especially
in
after
my
this
opinion,
tournament.
they shouldn't even be in the top 10.
Yeah, exactly. After this performance, their golden age is getting older. Uh, as De Bruyne said, they don't. I can't believe he said that they don't have a chance because of their age. And then Courtois came out and said that that isn't the issue because he plays with Modric and Benzema at Real Madrid, so it's not really a
Yeah,
problem. But yeah, Belgium is a whole story about behind the scenes and the problems they have, which probably led to their fall, Nico.
yeah, for sure. I mean, touching on that ranking conversation, I think there should be so many other teams that deserve to be in that top 10 other than Belgium
Yeah,
and other than some of the teams that are in that top 10.
yeah,
One of them would be even Japan. Like, look at Japan. Like, yeah, okay, in the second match day, they lost against Costa Rica,
yeah,
but the whole group stage, they've been pretty damn good. Like, they've been solid.
yeah,
They've been showing off a lot of their quality. And I think they're gonna be they're gonna be a really good really, how would you say it? Like I think they're just gonna be like that team that like comes out of the World Cup and everybody's like, oh, nobody ever expected them to go that far. There's
yeah.
always that one team, and I
They're
think this year it's gonna be Japan.
Yeah. You know what? Like we'll get to it later, but yeah, you know what? We'll get to it later. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah,
Okay, you want to move on to Brazil's group for that second match
yeah,
day? What was that? That was against Switzerland, right? Brazil, Switzerland,
Switzerland. Yeah,
and it was Cameroon,
um,
Serbia. That was a good game. Cameroon, Serbia.
yeah,
Let's talk about that. They were down what
very
three
back and
one.
forth game. Yeah.
Yeah, they were down 3-1. On comes Abubakar, and what happened, Nico?
Oh, he did great. He pretty much single-handedly brought
Yeah,
his team back into the game. It was a great point for Cameroon. Um, you know, what else can you say?
yeah, that was
I'm pretty shocked Serbia didn't do as good in this
yeah.
group stage.
Now it's my turn to take the fall. I said Serbia was going to be a dark horse. I was very disappointed with the way they played. Uh,
Very
just mainly,
defensive.
they have some decent players. I mean, they got Vlahovic. He's a great striker for Juventus. Juventus is having a problem. That's a different episode. Uh,
We'll get to that.
yeah.
Please stay tuned for that episode.
Mitrovic, great striker. At the start of this Premier League season, he was just flying. They even have players like Tadic. Like they're not like a
It's
walkover
crazy.
team, but that's like kind of how it ended.
They were a huge dark horse going into this World Cup.
Yeah,
Huge
they
dark horse.
disappointed me. They disappointed me for sure.
Like on paper, they would be one of those teams that I said that deserve to be in the top 10 in the rankings simply because they have such an underrated team.
Yeah, they're all underrated players for their clubs, so it just added up. Like it would be underrated in the World Cup. I don't know. I guess it didn't just end up that way.
Yeah,
Um,
very disappointing.
yeah. Group H, Nico, Portugal's group.
Yeah, we can go over Portugal's group.
That would be
Would you?
Portugal, and Uruguay, and then South Korea, Ghana. Um, I guess I'll talk about the Portugal Uruguay game. That one ended in 2-0 for Portugal. Bruno Fernandes carrying the load. Nico, did Ronaldo touch it?
I don't know. I don't think he did.
I don't think he did either. I think he like I love that guy. He's one of the greatest, but like he wanted that goal too badly. He
Yeah.
just tried to convince the
Uh,
world that it was his.
I
Um,
mean, of course he's gonna do that. It's
but
Ronaldo. What did you expect?
not to take away from Bruno's amazing the World Cup so far, to be honest. He scored 2 goals in that game. He got 2 assists in the first match day, I should say. That was a good performance from them. I don't know if you watched the game, Nico, but Bentancur, he had like a couple runs through the pretty much the Portugal team. This guy looked like prime Messi out there, and you'd think it'd be like
Yeah.
Valverde or even people like Darwin and Cavani, but like this guy Bentancur coming from the midfield, this guy's pretty nasty.
No, he's actually good, and I'm aware of that because I watched him a lot when he played for Juve.
Yeah,
And no, like him going to Tottenham was a steal in my books.
yeah.
Like I think,
I had
even
no
though
idea
I
that guy
forgot
had
it.
that.
Pardon?
I had no idea he had that in his locker.
Yeah, no, I've seen it like at times in Serie A, but he's definitely improved a lot since he left Juventus. I wonder why. Um, and no, he's been great under Conte, and now he's also been doing good for Uruguay. So no, very high potential. For Bentancur.
And then that other match, Korea and Ghana. Ghana won 3-2. That was another crazy game. It was 2-0 for Ghana. Then they drew it 2-2, and then Ghana ended up getting the winner. But at the end of that game, Korea being down 3-2, they were just peppering in crosses. Dude, usually these big teams, when they're down a goal and they're desperate, they play against a tough defense. They hang back and they don't really get that pressure that they want. But
Yeah.
these Koreans were like, I'm surprised they didn't draw. What's
Yeah,
their striker's name? Cho.
I believe so.
It's that player that got like 3 million followers after a couple performances for Korea.
That's crazy.
That I think
Yeah,
he
it's
scored two
chill.
goals.
It's chill.
He's been very good for them, and yeah, Korea were unlucky not to get a result there, but in the end, it didn't matter. As we move on to the third match day, Nico.
Hold on, before we get to that,
Oh yeah,
I just wanna share a funny comment real quick.
yeah,
I don't know, many people probably saw the memes after Korea in this World Cup, like after the first match day. But like if you have a close look at their starting lineup,
oh yeah.
they got five Kims in defense, including the keeper.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
amazing.
amazing.
That's amazing. I
Um,
love that.
I would hate to be the commentator in that
Yeah,
game.
yeah. And there was like a few Hwangs up top as well.
Yeah,
It's funny the whole team
it's
pretty much has the
amazing.
same name, and then there's Son, and everyone knows who Son is.
It's amazing.
That's
No
awesome.
hate to them.
Yeah,
It's
fair
hilarious.
play. I'm actually so happy they moved on. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, third match day, Nico.
All right. So when we get to the third match day, this is where the craziness happens. There's like it's crazy. There's some balance and there's some craziness.
Yeah.
You know. So we have Senegal beating Ecuador. I don't know what you could say to that. We already touched on it before, but
Yeah.
like we expected Ecuador to do a bit
Yeah,
more.
I was just disappointed for Ecuador. They had a good start to the tournament against Qatar and Ender Valencia's story. But fair play to Senegal. They advanced to the round of 16 for the first time since 2002. Uh,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so props to them. Yeah, that's what I got to say about them.
Then another nice game was England versus Wales.
Oh yeah.
England versus Wales was nice, a 3-0 win for England
Mhm.
against what you could say rivals.
Yeah, you could say that. I think. Yeah. I think
Um,
before the game,
another,
what's his
pardon?
name for Wales? Before we move on, that player Kiefer Moore, I think his name is for
Yeah,
Wales.
Kiefer Moore.
I think he said, "I'd love to make England go packing" or something like that.
Yeah.
That didn't age well. Just a quick thing on this England team. Uh, I know me and you, Nico, we both feel this way. That the media hypes up all these England players. Everyone in the world of football knows it, even the English fans. Um, but they really did perform so far up until their next match, I guess. Like they really have
Actually, in my
performed.
opinion- Pardon?
They really have performed.
Yeah, in my opinion, they've been the most consistent team so far.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll get to Brazil later on.
Mhm.
As they are in this match day two, the conversation that I want to make about Brazil.
Yeah.
But yeah, like looking at it from all three match days, England have been the most consistent team.
Yeah, and if you told me that before this tournament started, I would have said you're crazy. But it's really turned out that way, and they're in a group of not really pushover teams. Like they gave them some fair battle. They got that 6-2 win against Iran. Um, but yeah, they drew against the U.S. Got a convincing win against Wales. At the
Yeah.
recording of this video, they recently just beat Senegal 3-0 in the round of 16. So they look very comfortable. They look like they're up and running. Yeah, I like England's team so far.
Yeah. Then we got Australia beating Denmark. That was amazing for Australia. Australia, who then moved on to go to the round of
Yeah,
16, which
that's nuts. I mean, we
amazing
said
for them.
what we
Amazing.
thought. We said what we thought about like Denmark mainly being the story of that group.
Yeah. There's
Uh,
nothing else to
yeah,
add other than, great win for Australia.
yeah, fair play to them.
I
Group
also
C, you
like the
missed Group
main
C.
pardon?
Argentina's group, you missed them.
Uh yeah, yeah, Argentina. No, they look
Messi and
good.
the gang, you know.
Pardon?
Messi and the gang.
Yeah, you know, the the little guy who keeps on bringing magic to our eyes.
Yeah, we touched on that group though. So,
Yeah,
Mexico pretty
right.
much got robbed from Saudi Arabia. Oh,
Yeah.
can I say something about Poland? They've been kind of disappointing, even though they've moved on.
Yeah, Lowen's been
Oh
disappointing.
my God, they just scored 2 goals only, and they've made
Yeah.
it through. That's nuts.
Lowen only scored one, no, sorry, two goals.
And he
He,
missed a
he
penalty,
just
right?
scored a penalty today.
Oh yeah, that's
But
right. Yeah, and he missed a
yeah,
penalty
but
against Ochoa. Unlucky,
yeah.
but they moved on.
He
So
actually he actually missed the penalty today, but they made him retake it
yeah,
and he
that's right.
scored.
Because Lloris went off his line. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Anyways, you can move on to the greatest group of all time.
Actually,
Oh yeah, go
I
ahead.
just wanted to cover France versus Tunisia real
Oh yeah,
quick.
go ahead. Yeah, I know you have to vent on that.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. I actually had a bet on France for this game. I had a huge parlay bet and France for the last team that I needed to win, and they really disappointed me.
And they had that late
Um,
off, like not that this goal mattered because it would have been a draw, but that late offside goal against Griezmann.
yeah, I actually wanted to touch on that. That was crazy. I was like so happy. I was like, yes, let's go. And then, I mean, it wouldn't have made a difference because it was only a tie, and I bet on them to win. So I mean, but like I was kind of just like happy just because I was watching the game and I wanted the emotion of that last minute tie. But like
Yeah,
whatever,
right.
you know.
Um,
There was still crazy emotions
yeah,
because I mean we all saw the goal get disallowed, and then the fans were going crazy in the
yeah.
stadium. The Tunisia fans.
Unlucky to like fair play, they got their win. I don't know how long it's been since they won the last World Cup, but that's nice for them to get the win. Unlucky to, it really is because they lost to Australia that they didn't go through. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, they actually had a strong tournament. I can't lie. They actually performed uh,
They beat the
higher than
defending
people's expect.
champions.
Yeah, exactly. They performed higher
Yeah.
than people's expectations. Yeah. If you want to move on, Nico, I'm
Yeah, we
excited
can
for this
talk
one.
about we can talk about the greatest group in the world
Woo!
ever in all of the World Cups.
Oh boy.
I think that's a good way to introduce it.
Oh boy.
Uh, all right, so we got Spain, Japan. The day started with Spain versus Japan,
Oh my
and
goodness.
everybody thought it was just a regular day.
Yeah. That
Actually, sorry, I
actually is
believe
how it
they
started
both
too.
played at the same time, right?
Yes. So you were watching the Spain and Japan game. I was watching the Germany Costa Rica game. And as it all started, it really was like no surprise. Spain was up 1-0 early. Germany were up 1-0 considerably early. And we were like, "Oh, here we go. Easy win for these guys." Oh my god, what a second half.
Which, by the way, I also had a bet on.
Yeah, that's why it was even
I,
more crazy.
by the way, guys, I don't know if you know this. You don't, but you know now. I have the worst luck in betting ever.
Which is
So
crazy because you'll do
that
the predictions here like Gakpo and such.
yeah, like when I don't have money on it, I'm a god. But
wasn't
like
wasn't there something
when
else you
there's money
predicted?
involved, the world hates me. But
Yeah.
that's a story for another day.
Wasn't there another thing you predicted that you got right? Other than the Gakpo thing, I feel like there was something
And I
else.
predicted the Netherlands going to at least the quarterfinals. I think I think I said either the quarters or semis.
Okay,
Um,
but that's still a
and
lie.
then there was Gakpo.
Oh, you said
There
semis.
was
You said semis. I remember.
Yeah. I also said Germany would disappoint.
Yes, that's the
You
one.
said that too. You
That's the
said that
one.
as
Yeah.
well.
Fair play to you, lad. Wow.
I
Fair
think we
play to
both
you.
agreed on that. We did okay. However, we did say that England would be a disappointment, and they have been the
Yeah.
best team I think
Yeah,
so
that's
far.
true. Yeah. So there's some rights and wrongs, but the ones we're right about are pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Anyways, Group
Um.
E, Nico, continue.
Yeah. So pretty much, let's just start with the Japan Spain
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
They played at the same time, but we can start with them.
Okay.
So Alvaro Morata got an early lead in the 11th minute for Spain. Everybody thought, okay, it's gonna be your classic Spain
Yeah.
game. Get a nice lead, control the game, a lot of possession, get the win. You know how it is. But no, the second game around, I was in my chair, nice and happy, getting ready to win my bet, and then all I see
The universe
is
said.
Japan scoring 2 goals in about 2 to 3 minutes, and it sunk me. But it was amazing entertainment. I didn't even care about the
Yeah.
bet. I was just like, this is crazy to see.
This is really what we
Um,
turn on the TV for with this tournament. This is literally what we live for as football fans. Uh,
yeah.
what do you remember the possession? It was there was something crazy like 17% possession for Japan, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was crazy. The game ended with 17 possession for Japan and 83 for Spain.
Dude, that's insane.
That has to be the craziest stat I've ever heard.
Surely kickoff just gives you 20%
Yeah.
in itself. Dude, and we haven't even like as crazy as this game has been. We haven't even talked about the winning goal, how that turned out.
Yeah. So here's where the controversy starts. Okay, what do you think? Was
Okay,
it
so
was
I
it
thought the
off or
ball,
was it in?
I thought the ball was out, but obviously you have VAR and it literally proved right to my face that it was in, but I still refuse to believe that. Uh, as crazy as that sounds, okay, when do they ever? Uh, I know they do look at it, but when have they ever looked at that? If the ball went out of play the way they did, dude, it took them like how long? Like 5 to 10 minutes of just finding every angle they possibly could. The ball was like half a millimeter in play. Like they got the call right, but I feel like okay, you know what? I'm actually gonna go against what I'm saying. It does matter because if they didn't look at that, they probably wouldn't make it through. Like there's a chance they don't make it through.
Germany would have made it through if
Yeah,
if they ended tied.
which is crazy. So I guess in a sense, they are right to get it correct like that. But yeah, that just the way they won was absolutely insane.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, and one more thing. That 2010 goal from Lampard. Was it 2010? Yeah, it was, right?
Yeah.
It was the goal. Lampard went barred down against Germany and went in, but they didn't count it because they didn't have the technology they
Bench.
have now.
Yep.
And literally that goal line technology of the ball staying
Yeah.
on the line knocked out Germany.
That's just like karma coming back. It
I
always
just
comes back in soccer. You
I
can't
just love
avoid it.
sports. I love sports. It's just ball never lies, you know.
Yeah, ball never lies. Ever.
And then the other
Um,
game, Nico. Germany,
Pardon?
Costa Rica.
Oh yeah, Germany and Costa Rica. Yeah, so another crazy game. Me and you were both following this game very
Yeah.
closely. Um, yeah, so it started off with Germany taking an early lead in the
Mhm.
10th minute,
Yep.
and then I switched to the Spain game. We wanted to cover both games at once,
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden I hear you screaming through the phone saying that Costa Rica scored.
dude. they
I could not.
they took the lead. It was 2-1. Both games were
Yeah.
2-1 for the underdogs at one point. It would have been Japan, Costa Rica, Spain, Germany. Do you know how insane that is? Costa Rica lost 7-0 to Spain, and they were about to advance over them.
That would break the internet. I
Yeah.
think.
That's nuts.
It did. It already did for the short
Yeah,
minutes that
it
they were
did,
in
yeah.
front.
Yeah, that was insane. And then they tied it up, and then
your
on
boy
comes
Havertz came
on
on.
comes the guy Kai Havertz. Like, what a player! He to be honest, he's kind of inconsistent sometimes, especially at club level. But today he really showed who he can be. Such a class finisher in front of goal, and he even got the assist for the last goal, I think. So in the end, he off the bench, he got 2 goals, 1 assist. And I'm sorry, why would they make him take the man of the match picture after the game?
Yeah.
Dude, poor
No,
guy.
actually, I was just checking. Havertz got the 2 goals, but the last assist was for Sane. So
Yeah,
that's-
yeah. So he got the 2 goals and the assist, right?
yeah.
Yeah, what a game. Off the bench, I just
I
feel
mean,
bad that they
so-
made him take that photo, though. He played the game of his life to keep Germany alive, and they're like, "Here, take a photo. You didn't quite do it."
He looked depressed as hell.
Yeah.
He was like, he was just out of it. Like, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Yeah.
I wouldn't have even taken the picture if I was him.
Yeah. Just
I would have
toss.
just
Just
been like, okay, give me my award and let me go home now.
I would just toss the man of the match award. Like, don't give me that.
Nah, bro, I would keep it, but like, I wouldn't take the picture.
Yeah, fair play.
But
fair
I'm
play.
taking that home. Like, that's the only trophy they're gonna take.
That's true. That's his memory of the World Cup. Oh my God, we can't even forget about this. Musiala, this guy's gonna be one of the best players in the world.
Oh, what a player!
This guy's 19. He's dribbling in the box. He's doing dribbling in and out of cone drills in the middle of World Cup games at
times
19 years
Did he
old.
dribble through every single defender in the box and then missed the final shot?
Oh,
This
dude.
guy, if he works in his shooting, he's gonna be the best player ever.
And he has so much time to do that too. That's the crazy part. He hit like what, two, 3 posts or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's so good. Just we had to give a shout out to him. What a player. I don't know, Nico. You think he'll be in that top 3 with Mbappe and Haaland in the future?
I don't know. It's hard to say. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty early,
midfielders-
but
midfielders have never really competed
Mhm.
with like the
that's
top
true. Yeah,
strikers,
I
you know
guess
what mean?
I guess an argument to that would be De Bruyne, but even him didn't really top anyone.
But like, you know what I mean when I say that? Like let's take Iniesta for example.
That's true.
He's
Yeah.
like definitely one of the best midfielders ever, like in history.
Yeah.
But like, you can still never compare him to like Messi or Ronaldo
Yeah, that's true.
because like the way like fans think, you know,
That's true. Yeah.
strikers are the top, and no one can compete with them, even if they're just as good. Like, if you're a striker, you're obviously gonna be better than
Yeah.
a midfielder.
You're gonna get all the
defender.
headlines. Yeah.
And I don't agree with that, but that's how it is.
That's
so,
how it is. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
How do they do Ballon d'Or rankings? Is it like journalists and like executives that like vote?
Yeah.
Okay. So at least the
Yeah.
people voting kind of know what they're talking about. But
I
yeah,
mean,
you're.
Modric was a huge shock.
Yeah.
That one though, but I did not expect him to win the
I'll
Ballon
be
d'Or
honest,
simply because he's a midfielder.
Yeah, to go to that point in the same breath, I really like Modric, and he's like one of the best midfielders of all time. Like you said about Iniesta, but I don't know. Like we're giving these midfielders the feedback and the praise they deserve about like how they should be more respected in a Ballon d'Or race, but I don't think Modric should have won that, should he? I'll say that
Yeah,
quietly.
I feel like it's just like linked to
World
like,
Cup.
team achievements.
Well, he-
Achievements, and he had a great World
Yeah.
Cup.
He won that Golden Ball award thing, best player in the
and I
tournament.
think he also won like UEFA Player of the Year.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I guess individual achievement would get him there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was that the first
Honestly,
year? Was that the
On
first time?
competition of the World Cup, I think.
yeah.
Pardon?
No. You're right. When it comes to the World Cup, yeah, that'll get a lot of eyeballs on you.
Yeah.
And that was the first one since Ronaldo and Messi, right?
Yeah, I think he was the first one to break the streak
That
of Ronaldo
streak,
and
wow.
Messi.
So that started with Kaká and ended with Modric, 2 midfielders, Nico.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you look at it though, Kaká, like, yeah, he was a midfielder, but like he played like he
He
was
was
a
very
winger,
attacking, yeah.
striker,
Yeah.
everything. He was like he was the goat. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's not get too off topic.
Yeah. That was a great group
Um,
nonetheless. Group E, very entertaining. What we watched the World Cup for sure.
yeah, so in the end, Germany and Costa Rica went home.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Japan actually finished first ahead of Spain, which was crazy, but deserved. I think it was deserved.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Fair play to
Um,
Japan.
yeah. So, is there anything else you wanted to cover on the topic of the third match day?
Well, yeah, we took a bit of time on that group, which they deserve their own episode in itself almost. Uh, Canada, Morocco, Croatia, Belgium group. Morocco, obviously the dark horse of that group. They did very well throughout the group. Did Croatia and Belgium tie? They did, 0-0. Uh, but obviously Belgium lost their game to Morocco, so that knocks them out. Morocco, Croatia go through. Brazil's group. We can tie in Brazil and Portugal's group together. I think they both won their group. Brazil, Portugal. In that final game, they didn't play their full lineups. I know Brazil played a full B team. Uh,
Yeah. Which is still like a pretty
it's
solid
still,
team.
yeah, like looking at the names on that team, still pretty solid. Um, Abubakar got that late winner, took off his shirt, got sent off. That was the entertainment we need and love. Uh, and then Switzerland obviously knocked out Serbia in their game. That was a good game to watch. Portugal also didn't play their full 11. That let Korea come in and sweep in to take that number 2 spot. And I was so happy for Korea, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Did you see what it meant to them after the game?
Yeah, they were crying.
Yeah.
They were crying, and I love the shot of them
The Uruguay
watching
Ghana
the.
game.
Pardon?
The Uruguay Ghana game.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
watching it like in the middle of the field. Like it was like
That's
so nice
awesome,
to
yeah.
see.
That's awesome. And the Uruguay Ghana game, all that drama. I mean,
Yeah.
Ghana missed a penalty to go 1-0 up after they missed that penalty in 2010 from the Suarez handball. And did you see the handshake line, how they were giving him like cut eye?
Yeah.
Dude, that's nuts.
You think Suarez got his deserved karma for that?
I
Okay,
think so.
here's the conversation. Do you think Suarez even did anything bad
Um,
in that World Cup, or do you think it was just taking a hit for the team, doing it for your country? Honestly, what I think, he did nothing wrong.
yeah, to
Like,
answer that question shortly, he did nothing wrong. You can go with your point. Continue.
let me just I'll just talk about my opinion and we can get to yours as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
I think like he did nothing wrong. You're there on the big stage fighting for your country.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you want to take the hit, if you want to, like in the last bit of the game, you want to take the hit for your team and you want to save a goal with your hand, take the red card and then hope that the team can miss the penalty. I would do it any day of the week.
Yeah, exactly.
Because at least you still have a fighting chance in the
Mm-hmm.
game.
Yeah.
If Ghana scored that goal, they would be out. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would have done the exact same thing. I don't think, and they were asking him to apologize in the press conference.
That's
They were
unreal.
asking him,
That's unreal. Like what he said is so true. Like he didn't miss the penalty. It's not his fault. He literally did what he could to keep his team alive. He's not a criminal. What he did was
they're
illegal on the
like,
field, but he's not a criminal.
he literally just told the journalist, he's like, if I injured a player to benefit my team or something, then it would be something bad,
Oh,
like
yeah.
unethical, and like for me to say sorry, like because you don't just injure people like
Yeah.
for your benefit.
Yeah.
But if he does something like, that's only gonna harm himself with that red card, like
Exactly. He
there's
literally.
nothing you can do about it to stop me from doing that. You can't say, oh, you can't do that. Like that's my choice
Yeah.
as a player.
He quite
If I
literally
want
took
to
a hit
take
for the
that red
team.
or not.
Yeah, exactly. Quite literally took a hit for his team. And then did you? I don't know if they.
Like-
Did you hear that they said in the same press conference you're talking about? They said, "Oh, like the citizens of Ghana call you the devil itself," or something like that. Did you ever read that?
I didn't hear that, but that sounds crazy.
Yeah, that's like how they look at him. But like, yeah, everything you said, I completely agree with. Not his fault.
Yeah, it's
What he did was
I
justified.
compare it exactly to like like when a team is on a counterattack in the last few minutes of the game and your team is leading and
You take
you
that
like
strategic
hold the
foul.
player's shirt back, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And you like even if you're on a yellow and you just take that second yellow,
Yeah,
or if you're the last defender and you make a tackle, like a nasty tackle,
yeah,
like something like that, like not enough to injure somebody, but like
hmm
to hold him back.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
you're gonna take that red, but
It's
you're
the
doing
same
it for
thing,
your
I
team.
think. Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, great group stage. That was an awesome group stage. Nothing much else to say. Every game was to some level entertaining, especially the third match day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good to move on. Nico, what's the next topic?
All right, so we can get to the group stage team of the week before we get to the knockout stage
Okay,
preview slash predictions.
I like that. Let's do it.
Um, yeah. So, do you wanna kick off this topic or shall I?
Uh, you can start it off. One thing I'll say, we should do it like last episode. We'll start from the keeper up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, keeper. Do you want to do
You want to
like
alternate each
an
player?
11 for each, or do you want like each like one of us picks one player each, like one position each?
Oh,
So like
okay.
I pick the keeper, you pick one center back, I pick the other center back. Do you want to
Okay,
do like
I
a
like
collective
that.
team of
Yeah,
the week, or do you want to?
I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, let's do that. We'll
And
combine.
if we have any disagreements, we can discuss.
Yeah, I like that. We'll combine. Yeah, that's a
We'll
good
do the
idea.
rookies podcast, team of the group stage.
I like that. Go with that.
Okay. So, I think in net we can both agree, Chesney.
Yeah, he's just very clutch. Like Poland
Very
had a
clutch.
kind of a disappointing tournament, like we mentioned earlier. They only scored 2 goals in the group stage, but this guy stopped a couple penalties.
Yeah, I think it was two.
Especially that one against Messi. I know Messi. He even
Okay.
admits he's not the greatest penalty taker, but like ball never lies. How is that a foul?
Great penalty. Oh yeah, that was not a
He
foul.
came out and
But I
like
was just
grazed
going
his
to say that
eyebrow.
was a great penalty for Messi and an amazing save.
Yeah, that was a strong save too. Like Messi hit that hard.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with Chesney. Um, for center back,
What do you want to go with?
so I think of a few players. I think of Marquinhos and Thiago Silva both for Brazil. Uh, has Brazil conceded a goal? They did in the last game when they played their B team, right?
Yeah, but I think they only conceded like two shots on target on in net the whole tournament.
Yeah, I'll
Crazy.
put. I'll go based off what you said in that first prediction. I'm gonna put Thiago Silva. What do you think?
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah, he's
like
not
you
only
said.
been a great defender,
Yeah,
but he's also amazing at like setting up the play for Brazil. Like he's always like sending those long
yeah,
balls up.
yeah.
He's
I
I,
totally see that too.
I feel like he does that a lot more for Brazil than he does for Chelsea, let's
Yeah,
say.
time to
Uh
time she'll send that
he's
long ball
so
for
good at
Chelsea, but I think the like playing style is different. You don't really see it that often, but yeah,
he's so good at that.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And at the other center back position,
hmm
I wanna put hear me out. This is gonna be super controversial because we both talked so bad about this player at the start.
Is
You already
it
know who
is
I'm
it
going for.
Maguire again?
Dude, Maguire.
I'll be honest, like
What can you say bad about him this whole
no,
tournament?
honestly, yeah, like we touched on it the last episode. There's really been no meme worthy mistakes. I don't even remember any mistakes where I'm like classic Maguire. You know?
I forgot who it was. I don't know if you heard, but there was an interview with like an England legend. I'm not sure. I don't want to like say a name because then I'm probably gonna like just like say the wrong person. But I saw an interview with a huge England legend.
hmm
Probably should have got the name for this podcast, but anyway,
What did he
he
say?
said that Maguire is England's one of England's best defenders, and he's been one of the best defenders at the World Cup so far. He's like really good, and he pretty much like stated that the problem isn't really with Maguire; it's more with United, and
Okay.
that's why he has so much hate.
Okay.
But he also said that as United, starts playing better, he thinks that Maguire is gonna, start
Build off
performing
that
for
energy.
United as well,
Okay.
and he's really gonna shut a lot of people up. So yeah, I'm gonna go Maguire. He's been solid the whole tournament.
I think unfortunately for him, well, I think Eric Ten Hag that he's gonna like kick him out the club. No, like he's
Yeah, I
selling him.
heard. I heard. But you know
Unlucky to
what?
him.
Hopefully he goes somewhere else and
Yeah,
proves them wrong.
this World Cup will get him another opportunity. Even in the previous World Cup in 2018, like that guy was a set piece like dog, wins
Yeah.
headers all the time. Like yeah, I think it depends on the environment he's in, for sure. That's a decent pick. I'm gonna take left back just because this, and I know you wanted this, but I'm gonna pick Teo Hernandez.
There you go.
So class for
Yeah.
France, such a technically gifted player, and he's the literal description of a modern day fullback. Like he's quick, he's
Yeah.
got that technical ability, he can cross the ball. He had 2 assists in that first game for France. Just a good player, and he really filled the shoes for his brother when his brother got injured, unfortunately. So he's been off to a great group stage.
For sure. Yeah, I don't think there's been any other left back better than him.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we can just move on to right back. I think I'm gonna put Hakimi.
yeah. Morocco's definitely
Hakimi.
yeah.
Hakimi's been great for Morocco. I think he's one of the reasons why Morocco have been doing so good this tournament.
Yeah,
Um,
and it's crazy to
he's
almost
really,
carry a team from right back.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
craziest thing.
yeah.
I agree with that pick. So we got a midfield. You want to do 3 midfielders, 3 attackers like last time?
Um, well, if you want, we can. Yeah, 3 midfielders, 3 attackers, just like last time. We'll do
Okay,
a nice 4-3-3 formation.
beautiful. All right, so I have to put this guy in just because I think he's almost like he hasn't surprised people, but I think he opened a lot of English fans' eyes because he doesn't play in the Premier League. You know who I'm going with? It's Jude Bellingham.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
think
I
he's
do
such a
know you.
complete midfielder. By the way, I think he's going to Liverpool just because all the Liverpool players like absolutely love him in the squad. Um, but he's such an all-around great player, great midfielder, and he's got great vision. Like in the, I know this is in the round of 16 team of the week, but like the assist he played today, underrated assist against Senegal to Henderson. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'll put
yeah, for sure.
Bellingham.
Yeah, I think Bellingham is really, really class. He's
Yeah,
a great player.
yeah,
Um, and on that other side of the midfield, so I'm assuming you have him on the right side of the midfield.
yeah. I'll just put him there.
On
Yeah,
on that left side, I'm gonna put Musiala, like we were talking
oh,
about
I
before.
totally forgot about him somehow. What a player.
I had to add him in for you.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like I know he probably didn't produce anything in terms of goals and assist contributions, but like if you watch this guy, oh my goodness. Like this guy's so good. I'm never going to let this go. I've really like
Yeah,
almost never seen anything like it. Like okay, Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, those guys, but you really haven't seen anything like this from young upcoming players in this day and age. So that just
yeah,
really excites me. Yeah, that's a great pick by you. I think there's so many midfielders. For this next one, there's definitely going to be a battle here. So 100%, Messi should be in this lineup. He got that goal against Mexico. That was huge. He's still kind of carrying this Argentina team at the age that he is. Uh, but it's so hard to leave players out like Bruno Fernandez.
hmm.
Um,
Hear me out, okay?
and mention any midfielders you have in mind too.
Hear me out. You could do one of two things with this lineup, okay? You can move Messi to the right wing,
Okay.
okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Make him our right wing pick, and then put, like, let's say Bruno Fernandez.
Okay. That's a good
Yeah,
versatile pick from you. That's a great versatile
which
pick
I
from
think
you.
he deserves that. Or
Is there any midfielders that you think of, by the way, after you finish your point here?
let me just let you know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Or you also do this for the second plan on this lineup. You put Messi at that right wing position, You don't put a cam. You play with two center mids and a center defensive mid. You put Casemiro at CDM.
Okay.
Boom.
Okay. So then the midfield would be Casemiro, Bellingham, and who else?
Musiala.
Right. So hold on. What's the formation?
Oh, it's a 4-3-3, but you're not playing with a cam. You're playing with a CDM.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's
Oh,
more of like a
damn.
holding formation.
So it's Casemiro or Bruno.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much. And whoever you pick in the formation.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's
Um,
just to allow Messi and Bruno. Sorry, it's just to allow like Messi and to be on that right wing, and then either
give
have
yeah.
Casemiro. It's just simply because I really wanted Casemiro in this midfield,
Okay.
but like I didn't want to pick him over Bellingham or Musiala, and I think he still deserves to be in there.
Okay.
So I don't know. You could do one of two. Let's just say like for me, like I would put Casemiro in instead of a cam, and then put him CDM and put Messi right wing. If you want, you can put uh you can have that Bellingham Musiala midfield and then put Messi right wing and then Fernandez cam. Like we can
Okay.
disagree on that if you want.
Okay. That's a fair point though. I forgot Casemiro got that winning goal. Uh that
Yeah.
was big for Brazil. I don't know. I feel like I just put Bruno only because like um this Portugal team is like they got great players individually, but without Bruno Fernandes, like he got both their goals in their 2-0 win. Ronaldo didn't touch it. And the second game he got 2 assists of the 3 goals. So the only
Yeah.
my only edge to Fernandez is because I feel like he was more valuable to his team in that sense. So
Yeah.
I'll have Fernandez. You can have Casemiro. And we'll both put Messi on that right wing.
I do not hate that at all. I like
Okay.
to have two different perspectives.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, so since we have our midfield done and we also got Messi on that right wing, right?
Yep.
We
Okay, this is
can
where we
we got
definitely don't agree. 100%. There's too many options. I'd be surprised.
yeah. So I at left wing, I'm gonna have to. You already know.
Yeah, and I'll
You
also
already
agree with
know.
and I'm also going to agree with you just because of it's like it's like a copyright pick from us, mainly you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, you can announce it.
Gakpo,
Oh my
the
god, really?
man, the myth, the legend.
I thought you were going with Martinez, Lautaro Martinez.
Hell no. I'm going with Gakpo, man.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah. Yeah. What a tournament he's
Which, by
having.
the way, Lautaro Martinez is having like a
Oh,
nightmare
terrible. And Lukaku too.
of
That
yeah,
last
the Inter
game.
boys aren't enjoying their World Cup, but that's
Oh,
another story.
oh man. And they're not doing well in the
Yeah,
league.
I'm going with Gakpo.
Yeah, that's a fair
Super
pick.
solid. My top pick for breakout star.
No doubt about that.
Yeah, he's been great.
That pick is looking good too. Didn't score in the round of 16, but nonetheless, great group stage. Uh, so striker Nico, I could name you a couple players, right? We can only put one, but I got a couple players. So there's the two French guys. One of them broke the all-time scoring record on France. His name is Olivier Giroud, and the other guy has more goals than Ronaldo in World Cups and is tied with Messi. It's only his second World Cup. His name is Mbappé
How do you
Pal.
pick? How do you pick between these two?
Well, uh, you know what? Because it's a group stage, I think you go with Giroud. But if we were adding
Yeah.
everything, it would easily be Mbappe, I think. But because it's the group stage, I'd say Giroud.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
it's also
Like
impressive his
just
age.
looking at the group stage, I would go Giroud as well.
Yeah.
But like literally like all you have to do is just watch France's game from today
Yeah.
against Poland.
Dude, those strikes. How do you even do that?
It will change your mind about picking
Quite-
Giroud.
quite
Like I
honestly.
love Giroud, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But after seeing Mbappe's goals today, you just think like Where was this guy like? Where did he come
Yeah,
out
where
of?
is he? You know, where is he at club level, Nico? I don't know if you feel the same way, but like I always see Mbappe as this big fraud, like this guy that just gets paid. Uh, played on a good France team in the World Cup when they won, but like after seeing today, I'm like, wow, this guy actually might be like, he's up there. You know, he's leading the
I feel like
the
it's just like
tournament
all
now.
like the money talk ruins his reputation, and I
Yeah,
hate it.
yeah,
I hate it so much because I remember when he was on Monaco and it was
yeah. That
strictly
guy,
just
I
about
missed that
talent
guy.
and no money.
Yeah,
And I loved him. Like when he was at Monaco, I loved that like the potential he had and I
yeah,
was like so committed to it. And then when he went to PSG, I was like, "Oh, okay, here we go.
yeah.
It starts already."
I think him going to PSG is like, okay, you're a French player, you want to play in the best team in France. But then after, when he starts becoming the owner of the club, PR manager, coach,
Pissed me off.
water boy,
Pissed
kit
everybody off.
manager, he's everyone. That just kind of ruins it. And the way he kind of like scoffs at Messi and Neymar, who
Yeah.
deserve a lot more respect, some may say. Uh, no, they definitely do. That's
He's
kind of
got
where
a
you
long
lose.
way to go.
You kind of lose that love for him. But then after seeing him in the World Cup, you're like, oh, I just wish he was like that at club level. You know, he was not that brat at club level.
I feel like he's got a long way to go,
Yeah,
like personality wise. I feel like yeah, he has like confident personality, but he doesn't have I don't know. It's hard in this
I want. I
conversation
know what you're
because
gonna
like
say. You're gonna say like he hasn't done anything to prove it, but he's also has a World Cup.
yeah, like exactly. Like he has a World Cup, you know, he freaking performs so well for PSG. He has
Yeah,
so many records already at that young age
yeah.
of what is it, 22, 23,
I think he's 23 now.
23.
Yeah,
Um And also, like, you can't really say, like, oh, his personality's super cocky. Like, look at Ibra.
yeah, exactly.
like, like,
No one
you
will
can't
come
really
close to
just, like,
him. Even
I know
Ronaldo
there's
at
only one.
sometimes.
Pardon?
Even Ronaldo at sometimes has that ego too.
Yeah. I feel like when you get to, like, his level, like,
Yeah,
you're bound to be cocky.
yeah,
But,
exactly.
like, he just needs to control it a bit. Like, he just needs to tone it down a little bit.
Yeah,
Stay humble. Especially, like, since he's not the best player ever yet,
yeah,
at least in my
exactly.
opinion.
Ways to go
So,
for
like,
sure.
tone it down a little.
Hmm.
Keep focusing. You can be cocky. We all know that you're one of the best players ever,
Hmm.
ever.
Yeah.
But you know, stay
um,
humble a little bit.
I have a question for you about this guy. If he like, for I'll just give you an example. If he left PSG, left all that money, like terminated that ridiculous contract he had of being owner of the club or whatever, and actually pursued a real footballing career, and he went to somewhere like Real Madrid or something, would you then take away that grudge and just consider him as a great player like Haaland will be as well?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't make me change his consideration about how good he is because I already know he's a great
Right,
player.
right. But would you
But
lose that
it
like,
would
oh, this guy just likes money type of thing? Would you lose that type of thing?
it would make me like more emotionally connected to
Okay,
him, if that makes sense.
that's what I was
Like
looking
I
for.
would have more of
You would care
like a
more.
desire for him to want like for me to want him to do good. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that makes sense. Yeah.
Like right now I'm just like, oh whatever. Like if he
Mm-hmm.
does shit, like I don't really care. Like
Yeah.
if he performs bad, like who cares? Like he's making a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And if he plays bad, then it's only proving him wrong. But
True.
like
Yeah.
if he goes to like a team like Real and doesn't own the whole club and humbles up a little bit,
Yeah.
then people are gonna want him to do good.
Yeah.
People are gonna see that he realized that he screwed up, and he's trying to fix his career.
Great answer from you. As we end
Yeah.
that team of the week, I'll just give a few honorable mentions just for that striker position. Enter Valencia, great start to the group stage, carried Ecuador. Uh, Morata somehow out of the darkness, uh, consistent for Spain. Rashford, probably one of the best players on England in their run so far. Uh,
Yeah.
and a couple more. Abubakar, when he came on against what's their name? Ghana? No, Serbia. When he came on against Serbia, he got that assist and that ridiculous chip. I don't know where he pulled that one out of. And Julian Alvarez, I think he's been doing great for Argentina.
Yeah, great mentions.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I think we can move on to the knockout predictions.
Yeah.
This is where it gets interesting,
Yeah, I'm
everybody.
excited for this. Yeah.
All right, so what I wanted to do
Mhm.
is just quickly go over what's happened so far from the day that we're recording this.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. Let's do that.
So today so far we've seen the Netherlands beat America.
Mhm.
They've knocked them out 3-1. I just wanted to like a quick review. I'm not like going in detail about this because we're just strictly focusing on actions, but I want to get people caught up on what happened.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah, Netherlands went through. Argentina beat Australia 2-1. We got France knocking out Poland, which we saw today.
Yep.
And we also saw England knocking out Senegal.
Yeah. Knocking them all hard.
So those are the round of 16 games that happened so far, and we still have 4 more to go before we get to the quarterfinal.
Mhm.
Just a quick roundup of the game so far. What do you think?
So I want to. I can't say what my favorite game is. Probably the French one, just because of Giroud's record and Mbappe's goals. But United States, they were kind of, the first half was but they got close. They got that goal to go 2-1. They cut the lead in half 2-1, and then they just blew it on defense to let Dumfries score a lone back post. My thoughts on that game. That's that. But the Argentina game, I feel like, there's teams that don't like Argentina. I know the Brazilians don't like them. They have that rivalry. And a few Messi haters as well. But like I feel like other than them, I feel like the whole world just got up when Messi scored. Like everyone loves when Messi scores.
Yeah. Oh, great goal for Messi. He's having a great competition so far.
Honestly, man. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You love to see it.
Yeah, so the next game we have is the next games we have, sorry, are Japan versus Croatia. We have that tomorrow. And we also have Brazil versus South Korea, Morocco versus Spain, and to end off the round of 16, we got Portugal versus Switzerland. Before I get to your opinion, I just want to say the most interesting game that I'm looking forward to here would have to be Japan versus Croatia. Honestly, I'm very excited to see what happens there.
And I agree.
I'm very excited to see if like the hype around Japan is like real or not. Like, can they really live up to the expectation that they set up for them throughout the whole group stage, or are they just gonna get knocked out from Croatia's experience?
Short answer. Who do you pick? Short answer.
I'm going Japan just based on what I saw in the group stage and based on momentum at the moment.
Okay. I will also say Japan, and a lot of people are actually saying Japan too, even though kind of consider them underdogs. I don't know, but hear me out, and I think you'll agree with me. Their wins in the group stage came against teams that are much better than them, correct? In Germany and Spain.
Yeah.
And their loss was against Costa Rica, correct?
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm thinking they're a great counterpunch team against teams that keep possession or are quote unquote better than them. And Croatia, I think, is another one of those teams that are quote unquote better than them, and they could also have another counterpunch game. What do you think?
And I agree with you 100%. And it's crazy to think because now you're in the round of 16. If they go through, they're in the knockout.
Yeah.
Every team they face is gonna be stronger than them.
Yeah, that's
on
true.
paper.
If they keep that philosophy going, they'll find themselves, oh my God, we're the last 4 teams or whatever.
Like, how far can this team go? I think they can go far.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I really think they can go far in this tournament. We've seen it in every single game. Even when they've struggled, they always came back and started playing good. Always. They play with such great stamina throughout the whole 90 minutes. 90 minutes plus. They've played with high stamina, high intensity all game. They're always running. They're never stopped. They're back and forth, and teams can't keep up with them right now.
I agree. It's just so impressive, and I'll add this as we're talking about Japan. Hats off to the Asian nations, and you have to include Australia in there too. Uh,
Yeah,
they outnumbered the South American teams in the knockout stage. So
that's amazing.
yeah,
That
that's crazy.
is this like a new chapter in football, do you
I
think?
think so. Like especially in Asian football. I mean, we talk about North American football how it's on the rise with America and Canada making the World Cup after all these years, but like when was the last time an Asian country made the round of 16? What was in the last World Cup? Do you remember? Like did Japan make it out or something?
No, I'm pretty sure Japan went to the round of 16.
But I know Korea
Um,
and whoever else was there didn't.
yeah,
Like this
yeah.
is and it's only impressive like obviously the three team, but to outnumber soccer continent or football continent like South America. So
No, it's pretty big. It's
hats off
pretty
to
big,
them. Just had to mention
and I
that.
like it.
Yeah.
I like that. Like, there's more like unpredictable teams competing.
Yeah.
It's good for the sport. It keeps growing. So in other areas that you wouldn't expect,
Mm-hmm.
it adds
Yep.
for more fun for the neutrals.
Exactly.
Uh, so that's always good.
Yeah.
And even like teams of other fans of other teams, they enjoy seeing underdogs beating their biggest rivals as well. So that's
Exactly.
always great.
Exactly. But I will say Brazil will beat South Korea. On the talk of that new Asian teams, I think Brazil will beat South Korea, Nico.
Ah, oh,
Are you thinking about it?
dude, I'm really thinking about
Oh
it.
man. Okay.
I
So
don't
what's your
know.
thought process?
Okay, well,
Talk
no,
us
I
through it.
definitely think Brazil should win the game.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah.
no question. But I'm not shocked anymore. Like, I wouldn't be shocked
Okay.
if South Korea pull an upset. We've seen so many this World Cup.
Okay. Okay. That's a fair point.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say I expect them to win. Like, if I had to do like an odds, like I would go like
Don't talk about betting.
no, no, no. Let's not get into that. No money on this. Actually, I do have money on this. Who am I
Do you
kidding?
really?
I made a huge parlay bet all of the
Oh.
round of 16. I'm doing so good so far. I bet on all the favorites except Japan, Croatia. I bet on Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, let me just talk about that real quick. Huge parlay bet. Stay tuned if you're actually into betting.
Oh
Um,
yes, you can announce this now. Maybe it's just like to show everyone
yeah,
what's coming ahead.
just since we're in the topic on the topic right now, we wanted to get out some betting content for those who are of age and interested in betting, especially in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but all over the world, wherever betting is permitted, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so we wanted to release some content on that. We would be pretty much giving our opinion on bets that we think should be looked at
Mm-hmm.
and maybe even like given a chance. Um, yeah, it's very early stages, but
Yeah.
we're really planning on getting it out in the next few weeks.
Yeah, I think
So just
we haven't really
stay
worked on the
tuned.
details, right?
Yeah.
But what we think is we'll pretty much give our picks kind of thing, and if you want to roll with that or you want to go against us, that's fine too. But we're looking to get some new content based on bets and what kind of games to look out for. So me and Nico are really excited for that. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we talk about on a daily basis now, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be just about football. Like, we bet
Oh
on
yeah.
like hockey as well.
Hmm.
We bet on other sports, so it wouldn't be just football. So like, even if you're a big hockey fan, like, stay tuned. We also really know that like we've been making podcasts a lot about football mainly. But like we also want to get out like more sports and all that, and we will.
Yeah, we
We
will.
will. It's just like right now, like we're mainly focused on the World Cup because it's only like 1 month, right?
Yeah, and it's
So
truly the biggest sports topic in the world right now. So Uh,
Yeah.
you can
Like I don't want to
understand
get
that,
too
yeah.
off topic. Like I know we were talking about
Yeah.
Japan right now, and now we're just talking about our future plans. But I just had to talk about it
Yeah.
before we just skipped over it.
No, I think that's good that we got that out there for sure. Give them something to
But
look
yeah,
forward to.
let's just like move on. Let's go back to what we were
Yeah.
talking about, and then we can like touch on this near the end of the episode.
Yeah.
If you
So,
guys are interested, just wait
yeah.
till the end of the episode, and we'll give you a bit more details on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go back to Japan.
Yeah. I like
So,
that.
yeah, I have a big bet on every single team, and long story short, I need Japan to come in clutch because they're my riskiest bet. But we'll see what happens. I'm really hoping for the Japanese to make me happy tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
So yeah, we got that game out of the way. Then we got Brazil, North Korea. Sorry, Brazil, South Korea. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's hard, but Brazil should make it through. I'm gonna give like an 80% chance for Brazil making it through.
Okay.
What
Yeah,
do
I
you
think that's
think?
fair. I think that's fair. Yeah, I
Yeah,
also got Japan. I spoke on my theory before.
yeah,
And yeah, I think Brazil are just too consistent, too strong. They have the players for it. I think they'll break Korean hearts, unfortunately, but I think Korea are happy they got here. Um,
yeah.
I think we can move
Morocco,
on
Spain.
to huh?
Morocco, Spain. You want to go?
Yeah, let's move on to the next one. Yeah, take the lead.
Yeah. I think Morocco are a great team, but I think they're gonna get knocked out.
Yeah,
That's that's
unfortunately,
what I'm
that's
gonna
yeah,
say about it. I think Spain are too strong. They should bounce back from that loss against Japan
yeah,
because they
yeah, for sure.
really showed that they play great football in the first two match days, and I think that they should keep playing good football.
Yeah,
I mean, they played it against Japan for most of the game,
yeah, yeah.
so as long as they don't get distracted like in the Japan game and they just stay on focus to winning the
Distracted.
game. Yeah, like I feel like they just got distracted. Like they just stopped playing and then Japan hit
Someone in
them
the
off the
crowd
counter.
distracted them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's how it went,
Very
No,
good.
but seriously though, I think Spain should be going
Yeah.
through.
This game
And
I'll
I think
say
everybody else
like
thinks that.
this one I'll say I'll be I don't know if you noticed this too, but a lot of people have Morocco going through, and I think like that's just like the classic people saying, "Oh, there has to be one upset," and they'll look at Morocco winning their group and say that. And I don't blame them. Like
Japan,
Morocco have been having a decent tournament so far, right?
yeah.
But I
Yeah,
think yeah,
been
like you
having
said, Spain are too strong. Anyway, yeah. What were you saying?
No, I was just gonna say like my only disappointment would be Japan beating Croatia and going to the quarterfinal,
Hmm.
and then who knows what they can do after that.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
yeah. I
And then
think
we can go over
yeah,
the last game, Portugal Switzerland.
yeah. So I think Portugal will win because in the two games they played their real lineup, they have been consistent. The Ghana game it was kind of a scare, but they figured out a way. Bruno Fernandes is playing one of the greatest periods of football of his life. They got great players. They got Bernardo Silva. They have Rafael Leao. Usually comes off the bench these days. They got Joao Felix, who's been doing better in his two games for Portugal than his whole career at Atletico. Uh, and yeah, I think Portugal they have a strong defense too. Pepe played the last game. He's still Pepe. I mean, I don't see any regression. Ruben Diaz, Cancelo, great lineup. But aside from all that, I think they'll win like 1-0.
Yeah,
I think it's just that
yeah,
type of game.
it's gonna
They're
be a
that type
close
of
game, but
team.
it's also the way Switzerland play.
Yeah. They're also a strong, compact team. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they're gonna do good. They're gonna win the game. They're gonna go through, but it's gonna be very tight, like
Yeah.
you said. I think it's gonna be like 1-0 or like a 1-1 game the whole game, and then it goes to like the last 5 minutes, and someone gets the
Yeah.
last minute winner, something like that. But Portugal should go through.
Yeah, they should. Uh, and then 3 days later, Nico, is the quarterfinal. So there's a bit of a gap.
Yeah,
Bit of a
yeah. There's
gap.
a little bit of a break.
Yeah. Which I think is
Um,
necessary for a mid season World Cup.
Yeah, I think it's gonna relax a lot of us,
Yeah.
especially me and you. We're creating content every day, never
Yeah, we need
missing
a
a game.
break. We need a break.
Yeah, yeah,
But
we
we
need, we
love
need
it.
a little mental break for a
Yeah.
few days, even to get caught up with school and stuff.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, it'll benefit us, but we definitely can't wait for the quarterfinal to come around again.
Absolutely.
Um,
So, I think now that we did our little preview, we kind of did a prediction, but should we do a prediction finishing off the tournament? What do you think?
yeah, I think we should just do like minor your prediction first and the other.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want to start off?
Yeah. So, that first game. Well, okay. So should we just predict the round of 16 games that we just went over, and then go to the quarterfinals and then semis and then finals?
Well, I mean, we already said like who's going through in the round of 16 games. So
Okay.
like
Yeah.
yeah, we'll just go from there. So like let's just like set up the quarterfinal games that we said.
All right. Okay. So let's do this. So it's Netherlands and Argentina, correct?
Mhm.
Um, Gosh, that's a good game, eh? I feel like Argentina have, despite like the way that they've been winning games and they had that run going into the tournament. It's crazy to say, but sometimes I still don't feel convinced. The way they win these games is like 60th minute goal, and it's because they get like they finally find space to shoot. Like Messi's goal, he finally found space to shoot, but the whole game it was so tight. They I'm sorry to say, but like their defense isn't as strong as what their attack is. Even their midfield kind of just not as creative to kind of catch up with Messi, the Di Marias. So I just feel like the way they play is what balances out this game. But I still think they'll go to the semis, Nico. And I think Japan, Brazil will go, and we'll have a Argentina, Brazil semis, Nico.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's really fair.
And I think
I
that's what we
agree.
want to see.
I agree with you. So I think an easier way to do this is just like both like give our opinion on the quarterfinals, and then we'll both give our
Okay,
opinions
we'll
on the
go each game
semis.
together.
Yeah, yeah, we'll just do it together instead of doing it
Okay.
separate. Faster and easier to understand, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just say Argentina, Netherlands. I think Argentina's going through, like you said, and I agree with you saying that Japan and Brazil are going through to the quarters.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Brazil's gonna beat Japan,
Mm-hmm.
so we're on the same page there. And on the other side of the table, we
Ooh,
have
what a matchup.
we have England versus France.
Ooh, what a
Huge
match.
game.
That's a
Who you-
matchup.
Who you see going through there?
Call me crazy, but when I look at England and France, I think of like the history of war.
Yeah.
I just think of like this, just the two like one of the biggest nations in Europe of all time, and
Yeah.
it even holds up today. Like two of pretty much the best teams in this World Cup, and they got to face off now in the quarters. But that's the World Cup. The best teams play against each other. Gosh, to pick one.
Last time, I'm sorry, but like, when was the last time we saw these two face off?
I honestly can't tell you. I actually don't. I don't even think they
Crazy,
played
like, I
in
remember, like,
even the Euros. I don't remember.
yeah, like I don't remember.
Oh,
Maybe.
the one time they came close was Euro 2016. England lost to Iceland, I think, in like the first round of the knockout,
Oh yeah.
and then France just crushed Iceland in the next round.
Yeah.
That was the closest they've come. If England won against Iceland, they would have played then. But I honestly can't tell you the last time this happened.
gonna be such a good game, and I'm so happy it's on Saturday. So we'll
Oh,
definitely be able to enjoy this game.
Yeah.
Because we won't be busy with anything else.
exactly. And to pick one though, I kind of, despite how well they're doing, I kind of want to still go with my gut and how I think England is overhyped, and go with France. I don't know, Nico. What do you think?
I'm gonna agree with you on that. I think France
Okay.
could go all the way this year.
You think Mbappe is just gonna continue to breathe
Uh,
fire?
I think Mbappe, Giroud, they're gonna drag France far. Um, yeah, I think England has been great, and if they lose against France, I'd say they had a successful tournament.
Oh yeah, no questions asked for
They got
sure.
to the quarterfinals. Their fans can't be mad about losing
Yeah,
against France.
and
Especially,
they probably would be if they beat France and lose the next game. That's just like the craziness of English fans, which you love. You need those in football, but yeah, I agree. If they beat France, like huge win for England.
oh yeah, if they beat France, I think it's a win. Like
Yeah,
it's literally like winning the World Cup. Like for them, like it would be crazy.
yeah, that's
It
awesome for
would
them.
it would be amazing for them. Um, yeah, so we have that. So I'm gonna say France going through though. I'm gonna be realistic. Like
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say France.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. Despite all their injuries too, can we quickly? All their injuries they have, they're still performing like this. That's
If they
impressive.
had all their players,
Oh,
I would be scared for
oh
the other
baby.
team.
Yeah, I like they don't even have Kante and Benzema, Ballon d'Or winner and one of the greatest defensive midfielders of
Nkunku,
the generation. Yeah, and Kunku. Oh my goodness. Yeah, fair play to France to perform the way they are.
Pogba.
Yep, another one. Yeah, that's
Anyway,
impressive.
let's not cry for the French fans and not
Yeah,
make them cry.
yeah.
Um, we got the round of 16 games here that we already talked about, but just to include the table,
Hmm.
we had Portugal, Switzerland, Portugal going through, and Morocco, Spain. You said Spain, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so we're gonna put Spain through, and then the quarterfinal game would be the first game on Saturday before the England France game. It would end up being Spain versus Portugal.
So that's the
Another
before.
great game.
Okay. Okay, so I want to
What a
tell you
Saturday!
like oh my goodness. That's so true. This Saturday is going to be the greatest Saturday ever. So,
Greatest Saturday in sporting
dude, both these
history.
games will go to extra time. I wouldn't be surprised. No?
Yeah, I feel like these are gonna be like two finals.
Yeah, pretty much. And they're all European teams. Like that's the crazy thing. Anyways,
Penalty shootouts. I'm calling it.
you think so? Both?
Yeah.
I promise you the Portugal game will go after regulation, 100%. Um, so I want to say something about this Portugal Spain. For so long, you probably remember this. For so long, Spain has had Portugal's number. Just for so long, every competition, those years where they've won the, do you remember the Euro, World Cup, and then Euro? Where they won 2008 Euro, 2010 World Cup, and then 2012 Euro.
Yeah.
In that time, 2012 Euro, they knocked out Portugal in penalties, right? And before that, in the quarters or round of 16 in the 2010 World Cup, they also knocked out Portugal with like a late winner by David Villa, I want to say. So
Yeah.
all this time they've had Portugal's number, and I think like that's just the main story here is like they want to get back to at Spain. And what a time
Yeah.
to have it when they don't have Iniesta, Xavi, and Ramos anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely a big factor.
Yeah. And I think
Yeah.
they're both great teams, and I even want to say they're both great young teams. Even though Portugal's a little bit older than Spain, they still got kind of a young team. Fernandez, I feel like Cancelo's kind of maybe not, maybe he's 27 or so, but Felix, uh, Leao. So I think it's just going to be a great matchup. And then Spain have their wonder kids and Gavi and Pedri and all those guys. So I think another cracking match for Saturday. Who do you have, Nico?
Hmm.
I mean, I say cracking match for Saturday, assuming they both advance from the round of 16, of course.
Yeah.
Who do you have?
Yeah, I know. Like we're talking about it like they
Like it already
went
happened.
through,
Yeah.
but anything can happen anyway.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm gonna say Portugal. I'm gonna
Okay.
agree with you.
What's the reasoning?
I just think they have more experience,
Okay.
and that's what it comes down to, and especially in like the quarterfinal of the competition.
Mm-hmm.
They have one of the goats. They got Ronaldo. I don't think he's been that good yet this World Cup.
You think he's
But
due to do something?
I think he's gonna provide when it matters.
And I don't think he has a goal ever in post group stage at a World Cup. So if he scores, that'll be another thing.
Wow,
Yeah, that's
that's actually a crazy
yeah,
stat.
yeah.
Um,
So I think he's overdue for
yeah,
that.
I'm just gonna say like simply because of experience,
Hmm.
I think Portugal are more like equipped to win this game.
Hmm.
But Spain also have like great talent,
Oh
so it
yeah,
could go either way.
yeah,
It could go either way.
yeah. I
But I'm
think
just
for
with you. I'm
sure.
gonna put them a bit ahead.
I think for sure it's going after
Yeah, I think it's good.
regulation.
I feel like Spain's talent and Portugal's talent slash experience, it's gonna like clash and they're gonna be locked together for the whole game.
And then you're saying that experience will push him over in extra time. That kind of makes
Yeah,
sense, actually.
especially if you go to like penalties and
Yeah,
stuff. Like the
that makes
experienced
sense.
players,
Yeah,
yeah,
that makes sense.
they'll know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
We got our quarterfinals here.
Oof.
Um, going back at the top of the table, we have the semifinal of Argentina versus Brazil.
This is great. This is phenomenal. And I say this because this is the only two South American teams that advanced, obviously, but probably two of the best as well. And on the other side, it's if it goes how we say, it'll be the best of the European teams. So it's literally
Yeah.
gonna be continent versus continent in the final, either way.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, honestly, like this World Cup is kind of going how everyone wants to write it, almost.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
And if they get
crazy.
a jumping ahead, but if it's an Argentina Portugal final, that's just what everyone wants.
I
But
was just about to say, like,
yeah,
if it is gonna be how everybody wants to write it, then it's gonna be Argentina versus Portugal in the
yeah.
final, and Messi and Ronaldo are both gonna score a hat trick.
Oh my god, my life would be complete. Honestly, wouldn't even matter
It's like
who
every,
wins.
every football fan's life coming full circle.
Honestly, all those years of watching these two guys, that's literally like the reward for all these true football fans to get that. But that's another thing. Between these two, though, Nico, what do you think? South American Giants,
So hard.
honestly.
I'm gonna say it's not gonna be the game that Brazil thinks it's gonna be. I feel like Brazil's like very superly overly confident when they go up against Argentina and they're like, "Oh, we're better than them. We have a better game. We have better style." It's hard to
Okay.
beat Argentina. We saw that in the Copa America final.
Yes, that's true. Yep, that's very true.
It's hard to beat Argentina. Argentina play very rough. They play very defensive when they have to. They close themselves like down a lot when they're being attacked, and they close down spaces. And Brazil are a team that like to take advantage of
Yeah.
open space, and
Mm-hmm.
that's how they end up playing their beautiful game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you don't give them that space, then you limit you know, their game.
Yeah. To quickly add to that point, how Brazil loves their space, that's so true. In these games that they've played so far, it hasn't really been like full on
Yeah.
possession.
And that's why.
Yeah, they really
Because
just they take their space and they attack, and you're so right about that. Yeah.
the teams are they're closing they've faced teams like Serbia, Switzerland. They're teams that like to close down. They're teams that like to pressure you high, don't
Mhm.
give you space,
Yeah.
flood the box with defenders. They don't give you any space to play. They're
Yeah.
rough teams,
Yeah.
and I think Argentina is one of those teams. So it's going to be a harder game than some fans may think.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
though
Yeah.
Argentina
No doubt.
aren't performing as well. It's going to be close. I still think Brazil's going to go through. But I
Yeah.
think it's going to be super close. Could even go to extra time.
Honestly, one of us could literally go through this group stage, and I think we'll agree. Like you said, anything that I would have thought of. You're so right. Like the way Argentina play, they're so compact, and it just goes against Brazil's freedom of playing, and they are very rough. I mean, it's almost like watching Atletico in the World Cup. A lot of their players are from Argentina. DePaul, um,
Yeah.
I almost said Jimenez, but he's on Uruguay. But even him, he's kind of aggressive. They do have that style, like tight. They're not gonna let you go by easily without a fight. Yeah, I think you're right. This will go the distance, maybe. The penalties, definitely extra time, I think. Just going to be not a bloodbath, but an absolute clash of two titans. And I agree. I think Brazil will go to to that final spot.
All right, so we got Brazil in the final, and then we have France versus Portugal in the other semifinal.
Whew, that was the
Um,
Euro finals in 2016, and
yeah.
Brazil Argentina was Copa America final in a couple years ago, was it?
Hmm.
So there you
Yep.
go. Like
I'm gonna
it's a great story.
say,
The best teams. I mean, if it goes the way we say it,
yeah.
but
I'm gonna
phenomenal.
say, it's sad for Ronaldo, but I think this is
Yeah,
where he leaves the competition for the final time.
and like Messi too, getting close, but
Yeah,
just run into an absolute force of a team.
it's just hard, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's just hard.
The one thing I
When you
will
face them.
say, I already agree with you, but one thing I will say, if like France continue their unlucky run of injuries, and let's say Mbappe, oh, he's taken an ankle tweak or something, or Giroud is his age
Knock
is
on wood.
catching up to him. Knock on wood. But they get that kind of big loss in that team, then you could see
Yeah.
an upset. I think this is another game that'll go the distance just because of the way it's mainly a Portugal thing. The way they play, they don't take many risks. They like to play conservative, and in the end, it kind of gives them those results. But I think that's another game that'll go the distance. But yeah, I agree with you. I think France, I think the power and the star power they have is just too much. I think.
Yeah, I agree. Um, I'm gonna put France through, and there's your final.
France and
There's the
Brazil.
final. We got
Wow, wow,
Brazil
wow.
versus France. What do you think?
Okay, it's crazy to say, but I feel like the semi-final games that we just made up are more exciting than the final, even though they're two very good teams. Think about it, like
Yeah,
Brazil Argentina. I really hope the final wouldn't be a letdown, but
yeah,
I think that's a great final. Like, what's their FIFA rankings?
like
France is fourth, Brazil is first.
yeah.
So
I
that's
mean, if you look at it though, right? Let's be honest. What was the last final that was actually entertaining for you
um
to watch?
I mean, Germany Argentina was not bad, but it was only like what 1-0, right? Go to
Yeah, that's
an
my
extra
point.
time.
Like all finals are 1-0 or penalties.
That's true,
Like
and you can expect that because teams are scared to leave holes in their shape or get too risky, which kind of makes sense. But you're right; like it hasn't really been out of the water entertainment. What was 2018 Croatia and France? Yeah, another one. I think that was a pretty one sided game if I remember for
yeah,
France. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah,
But
let's
like I
let's
don't know.
hope this one is a different story.
I kind of like this final though. Like it's some people might think like, oh, it's a little bland, but like, come on, you got Brazil, one of the best teams in the world. You got France, one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah,
What could go wrong?
yeah,
You have some of the greatest players in the world right now playing against each other. You have two great storylines. You have Brazil, who's trying to claim their sixth star,
oof,
which would be
6.
crazy.
Yeah,
You have France, who's trying to defend their title.
yep.
You know, like defending champions, going all the way to the final,
Which is hard to
to the
do.
last game,
Which is
trying
hard
to
to do.
fight for the title that they currently have right now.
hmm
Like that's a great story.
Which is crazy because all the teams that win the World Cup get knocked out early
Yeah, like they
in
literally
the
have a
next
chance to
competition.
defend their title in the final.
Am I crazy? Has that ever happened? 2 World Cups in a row? Surely it's happened before, right?
Yeah, yeah. Italy is I'm not. I don't want to say the only team.
But
I
it's
wouldn't be
definitely
surprised if
happened.
Brazil have done it before. But I know that Italy was the first team ever to win back to back, and this was like the first and third World Cup ever played. I'm pretty sure.
Uh, I'm looking it up now, and I just see Brazil, Italy, and Brazil.
Italy and Brazil are the only ones.
Yeah, Brazil did it
Yeah,
in 58-62, and like you said, Italy 34 and 38.
it's with the second and third World Cups, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Uh, so it would be crazy.
it's
It
been a
would put
long time.
France. Yeah, it's been a long time, and it would definitely put France up there with two of the greatest teams in history.
I mean, I think no one.
Uh,
Oh no, that's
Pardon?
not a fair thing to say. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And it
Um,
would be France's third World Cup, right?
uh, is it? Let's
'Cause they
see.
have 2 stars right now, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yep, that would be their third.
Yeah. So, I mean, it would get them closer to competing with, you know,
To
the
become a
likes
real
of
dominant
Germany,
nation.
Italy, and Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon?
Yeah, to become a real dominant nation. You're right.
Yeah.
Um,
They already are, but
yeah, it'll just
the stars count for something.
it'll put that in
And
stone. Yeah.
they're only at 2 right now. So, I mean, you got Germany tied with Italy at 4. You got Brazil trying to run away with 6 if they
Oh
win this year.
man, oh man.
So, yeah. Yeah.
So to finally end our procrastinating on who we think will win, um, we spoke about this off air, and we said how unfortunately the condition of one of the greatest players to ever do it, Pele, is not great right now. He's in some emergency care, and we wish him all the best. And I
For
think
sure.
Brazil are really gonna fight for him, and I think that they'll win it in honor of him. Obviously,
Yeah.
obviously,
I already see it.
France don't care. Obviously, as sad as that
Yeah.
sounds, they want to win. But I think Brazil,
Well, they
like,
probably care about the guy,
yeah,
but they're
yeah,
like, it doesn't concern us. We need to win this
exactly, yeah.
competition.
And I think the way the culture is in Brazil, how they just football is a religion over there, and when one of the greatest die, so unfortunately, like I think that just brings everyone together. I think
Yeah.
that's what pushes them. To be honest, they have that extra
Yeah,
motivation.
it's adding a little more fire to the team that they need to get through the line. Like to
Yeah,
the end of the race.
and what a story
If
that will be.
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Wait, Nico,
Yeah, it would
I
be a
just
crazy
realized.
story.
I just realized.
Pardon?
I just realized. So we knock out Argentina and Portugal in the semis, but you know what that means, right? They still face off for a third place spot. So we still see Ronaldo and Messi, just not as high in the competition as we wanted.
That would be
But we still see it.
amazing. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I
They're
sorry,
still
I
fighting
completely
for
forgot,
something, right?
completely forgot about the match for third place.
Yeah. So at least we still get that.
That would be amazing. This would definitely go down as one of the best World Cups in history, even
Yeah,
though
I
there's been a
don't
lot of controversy
with
around it.
Qatar. Yeah.
Simply the
Yeah.
matches that have been like the way the matches have been set up,
Mm-hmm.
it's been great for us.
The way we're setting this tournament up, I mean, yeah, it's the greatest ever. I just hope it goes the way we said.
I mean, we have all the chances of it being like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In other years, we've had like teams face off in group stages and eliminate each other, and then we've been left with like all the bad teams.
Yeah.
No disrespect to them, but like teams that like we did not bad teams, but like teams that
You don't expect.
we wouldn't expect or we wouldn't want to see compared to bigger teams.
Yeah.
So now this year we have like chances of seeing all these big teams in like the later stages of the tournament, and it's really exciting. It's really nice.
Quick question for you. So everyone remembers 7-1.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Do you see anything like that coming up? Do you see any opportunity for that?
No.
No, eh?
I think that
It's pretty even, eh?
judging off of what we've seen so far, I don't think any team will be left that exposed.
Yeah. I mean, the only one that comes close is maybe Japan, Brazil, but the way Japan played,
Yeah.
like, they don't care what your name is.
I don't think that's
Right?
gonna affect Japan. I think Japan's gonna perform good either way.
Yeah.
They're still gonna win the hearts of fans. They're still gonna perform good till the last minute of the game.
And also, one of the
But
classiest people ever, I just have to add.
yeah, I think we mentioned that in our last podcast, but I mean it's worth mentioning again. Like they're
So classy.
so class,
Yeah.
so class.
Fans, players, the way they, like, clean the stands after and they leave the locker room spotless.
Amazing.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Amazing. And I don't think it's for the cameras. Like people are like, oh, it's just
No,
for the
no.
cameras. No,
If it was
I
for the
think that's
cameras,
just
why
how
wouldn't
they
more people do it, right?
are. Yeah, that's just how they are.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this is
Great
shaping
stuff.
up to be a great tournament, Nico. Ooh.
Yeah, like we've covered a lot of things this episode. and it's worth mentioning that this is literally, it's been a great tournament. It's been talked bad about from a lot of people,
Yeah.
for sure, and rightly so. Rightly so. I'm not gonna deny what people are saying.
Hmm.
They're right for what they say about the competition. Um, but like
Football is
when it comes
football.
to like, pardon?
Football is football.
Football is football. Like when it comes to like the action that we're actually seeing, and we leave all the politics and all that other stuff out,
Yeah,
we're left with a bunch of great games with a lot of things to
definitely.
be happy about. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think
it's.
that's good for previews and predictions, right?
I think we're done with everything we needed to cover.
Did you want to
Um,
go about futures like you mentioned earlier? Quick.
Pardon?
Do you want to go over like futures like that we have planned for the rookies
Oh yeah,
podcast?
yeah. I just want to like kind of close off the topic. So
Yeah.
yeah, like that's been our predictions for the round of 16, quarterfinal, semis, and the final, obviously.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it's shaping up to be a great World Cup. And do you have anything to add on this before we close the topic and then we close off the episode?
I just can't wait for that Friday and that Saturday for those quarterfinals,
Yeah.
especially that Saturday.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can't wait for that. As anyone else. Yeah. Did you want to pull in to what we have planned for the future?
Yeah, so like we talked about before, we're planning we're still like talking and trying to like get different ideas into this, but
Mm-hmm.
we're planning on doing something with betting. We
Yeah.
know there's a huge sport betting community out there, and we're
Part of
two
that, I
of
guess.
the two of the biggest fans. No, I'm joking, but like we're big sport bettors. Uh, I'd say.
Yeah.
We're always doing it weekly, and we think we kind of know what we're doing, even though I'm not really lucky with it, and that doesn't mean you shouldn't trust me. It's just football, okay?
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Yeah. No doubt
Um,
about that.
hey, I'm not the one playing the games. They are.
Like Suarez said, it's not my fault they missed a penalty.
I'm just making the bets. They're the ones who are screwing my bets up.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we're excited for that. I think that's a big step for us, and we hope everyone enjoyed that content.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
Anything you wanted to add about the betting? I know there's more things that I want to talk about. Is there anything else you want to say about that?
No, no. Just we would really appreciate feedback from you
Yes.
guys on like what specifically you want to see, when it comes to betting and like the formats that you want it in, and yeah, you can talk about what you want to talk about with the betting, and then I just want to like talk about one more thing,
Yeah.
for the future.
Yeah. So the betting, yeah. So we almost have a new branding type of plan, but like Nico said, it's well in the works, still early stages. Um, Another thing we're planning on doing is to try and reach out to more sports. Obviously, we've mainly been talking about football. That's because the biggest tournament in the world is going on uh, in sports. So you can understand that. But in the future, we're gonna have new content, more content about NHL, NBA. Formula One season's out, but when that comes back, we're gonna get more of those. UFC, all that stuff, the big headlines. We're gonna get games of the week type of content for NHL and NBA, even football too. But just wanted to add that so you fans can, big sports fans, can stick around for other things as well. Nico, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say to just really like try to support us on Instagram as well. Like if you're new to our accounts and you just come from YouTube and you've never heard of us,
Mm-hmm.
really just go check out our Instagram, Twitter. We don't post as much on Twitter, but we always try to do our best to keep our
Mm-hmm.
Twitter community up to date.
Yeah.
But yeah, mainly follow us on Instagram because that's where we're posting most of our content. We have great content that we put a lot of effort into every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Really check out the stories, the post, reels. We're really trying to do reels. We're trying to get those out more often.
We just started up the
Um,
TikTok.
and yeah, I was just about to say, go follow us on TikTok as well. I'm gonna have all the information in the description
Yeah.
and also up on the screen for you guys to see.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely go follow our TikTok. We posted our first 2 videos today, and I'm happy to say that they've been doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
So we're really happy about that, and just stay tuned. One thing I wanted to add is we were thinking about adding short clips
Mm-hmm.
of our podcast, and we would upload it to YouTube as shorts, or to Instagram as reels, and obviously just shorter TikTok videos.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, just like short clips, funny moments, interesting moments, hot
Yeah.
topics,
We know the
things like
episodes get a little long, and some of you want to see the best parts, obviously.
yeah, like if you just want to see like the highlights, we can even post like highlights of the episode, stuff like that. Like, but like mainly just like short clips that will get you
Yeah.
updated and up to date on like what the podcast was about and the main things. And you don't have to like go through the whole episode if you don't have time. But obviously,
Yeah.
we would appreciate it if you guys did, find the time. But if you don't, we understand, and there's other ways to do it. And yeah, we just wanted to make this option available for you guys. So hopefully you guys appreciate that, and you guys go check out all of our accounts for that stuff, for that content. Yeah, what do you think, Andre?
I agree. Yeah. We're really doing our best. Again, we're two college students towards the end of the semester, so it really gets tight. But we're doing what we can, and we're doing it because we love it. So the support and the love is just a bonus for us. Yeah. Anything else, Nico, before we wrap up?
No, no, I think we covered everything. We had a great episode today. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but I just got a new mic. Andre's also soon getting one.
That's in the works. Yeah.
Yeah, so I hope you guys noticed the difference in audio quality from my part today.
Good job, Nico.
No, not to say that Andre's audio isn't good. Like, our audio was good either way, but like we're just really trying to like
It shows our effort.
we're trying to put more effort into this. We really, really believe in what we're doing, and we think that we can really do something like, you know what I mean? Like, do something really important with this. Like, we're really confident in ourselves, and yeah, I don't want to, talk about this too much because it's irrelevant to you guys probably, but we're really confident in ourselves, and we think that we can do great things with this. And so yeah, just stick around. Like I said in the first episode, if you like what you're watching, stick around.
It'll get better, I promise.
Please stay.
Amazing.
No, but yeah, it's been great. It's been a lot of fun. We had a great episode, and yeah, that's
Yeah.
all I have to say.
We appreciate the support, everyone. This was episode 3, and thank you all for listening.
Thank you guys. See you next episode.